So
He
what I
knew.
wanted to talk about in this episode is kind of rap artists, and I don't really see it in any other genres where an artist doesn't really get to evolve, for lack of a better word. So, for example, like you get used to hearing a rapper rap about a certain thing, and then when they start evolving or changing what they rap about, it's like I don't want to hear that. Perfect example for me is like Jay Z. You think about some of Jay Z later stuff, you like I don't want to hear that. Or like even when it came to like Kingdom Come, and then he like made American Gangster, and people was like, oh yeah, that's the Jay Z I wanted to hear. But it's not just him. That's like almost every artist where it seems like other genres, rappers or artists are allowed to like evolve and change their sound over time. What's your thoughts on that?
I think it's like hip hop is a young man's game, like the streets.
Yeah.
Meaning what?
Like they want to be young. They don't like maturing.
Are we
Yep.
talking about the artists or the fans?
The artists.
Well, I would say the fan and the artist. You're right. You're right. I think the artist is scared to get old because they're gonna lose fans.
I was
Okay.
just watching the video, the game. What's that song? One Blood. He was like, "You 38, you still rapping? I'm 26, nigga. So is the Dubs." I'm like, this nigga old as hell now. He passed 40. He about 45 now.
Yeah.
And still rapping.
I seen an interview with LL Cool J from the mid '80s, and this nigga was laughing at niggas just for being old. He was still living at his grandmother's house. This nigga was walking down the block, hanging on the street with his friend, and they was doing an interview talking about some other rapper. He's like, "Old rappers, y'all old," and that was the joke. You know, like teenagers say silly shit, like y'all old, and then they all start laughing, like, like so,
I
like
think about no motherfuckers. You gotta live to be old.
Like Cameron and the boys was talking about Jay Z. He was like, he's talking about 30's the new 20. Nigga, you 40.
hold up, nigga, and let me get into this. We have to remember an old rapper back then was 30.
Yeah.
30 the cap. I mean, like they was 30. That was an old rapper. There was no 45-year-old rappers back then. There wasn't no hip hoppers. Like you was old back then, you was 30. You was too so even back then you was like way past your prime. You need to get out of the game. You're 30 years old. You don't even need to be around here.
Yeah, let me ask you this though before we get too far. So you basically said the fans. You said some of the artists too, and Ox said the artists. Help me, I guess, draw the distinction or give me some examples of why you feel it's the fans versus the artists, if you can.
They just said be current.
Okay.
I talk artists.
Yeah, so
They be current.
me thinking of modern day rap from your example, I'm thinking of like Jim Jones.
Yeah.
But then when it comes to the, what'd you say?
I was going to use Jim Jones. I was going to say Jim Jones as my example, but you already did it, so we don't need to go.
Yeah,
I'll keep
cool.
going.
So on the fan side, like I think of Nas because he's like another rapper that people refuse to hear him like do something different, good, bad, or otherwise. Like people they just don't want to hear it.
But that's got substance. Not maturing.
I totally disagree. What it is people are still trying to snatch youthful fans. And that's what I mean by people don't want to get old. At a certain point, you got to realize you a granddaddy and you don't relate to 18-year-olds. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to just mature along with your audience. It's the reason why teeny bopper rappers can't mature into 30-year-old rappers. They trying to cater to teeny boppers still. So they don't really work. So they 30 as a man, but people that's used to listening to their music don't want to hear that shit no more. Like Soulja Boy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Soulja Boy can't make a hit. He can't buy a fucking hit.
But what about the rappers that say like they fan base don't want them to change it up, like a Nas or a Jay Z, for example, or like when they give you a 444 and people just like I don't want to hear that.
You know what's crazy? I like that album.
Say it again.
Mm-hmm.
I like the album. I like 444.
This is my thing about that. I don't necessarily think when people say fan base, and then there's your core fan base. Because everything has changed, and now people wasn't there. Your core fan base that listened to your ass in 1996, they love your 444. Niggas who got on the US, just like they like singles. They might not want to hear 444. People who like Nas in 1994 want to hear King's Disease. All the series.
Yeah.
And the other one he got, what it was, Lost
Magic.
Tapes. Yeah, but
the clips. They album it's the shit.
They album is considered a classic to us old people, but young people don't want to listen to that. But they didn't cater to young people. They just kept it. They just do what they do.
Yeah.
You understand?
They stuck with their fan base. They core fan base.
Yeah, because their new album is better than both of their old albums.
But yeah, how many before?
Yeah, because like they ain't keep them old sounding ass beats, like them old Neptune ass beats.
They can't afford them beats no more. I'm just talking shit.
Pharrell made the album.
Yeah, I know. That's what he made this new joint too.
Yes, he did.
Oh yeah, let me stop then.
He just elevated the beat.
Yeah,
he by
sure.
himself. He not with the Neptunes no more.
Yeah.
He did it by himself, which proves he's the best producer in the Neptunes. No disrespect to everybody else, but
yeah, no disrespect to Hugo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like they use him to make the beats, but the beats sound so different than the old beats. It kind of like, nah, it ain't no Neptunes beat.
I ain't gonna lie, I ain't know that. That's impressive.
But
he did an album.
Yeah, they did it in his Louis Vuitton studio. They made the whole thing. They turned the store that he worked in for Louis Vuitton into a studio, and they let the customers watch them record the album while they made it in like the back of the store.
That shit creative as hell.
Yeah.
Innovative.
Yeah, they did it in the Louis Vuitton store workshop that he run with the customers, everything wide open. They just turned it into a studio. I ain't never heard of nothing like that. Huh?
So I want to give y'all some examples where they either say like an artist, he like sold out, or he went pop, or he went Hollywood, or something along those lines. Especially as their music changes as they get older. And I can't really, and maybe this is just me for not being as well versed with other genres, but I feel like this is something that mostly happens in hip hop than it happens with any other ones. So first one that came to my mind, I was thinking about like Snoop Dogg, and I don't know if he really counts, but that's somebody that they said sold out, like as he kind of went from like this hardcore gangster to like now he's like super commercial. He's like he more relies on the chill guy factor than he does on like the hardcore gangster. I started thinking about other people like Kanye West. Music changed, and I know he's special too because of the mental stuff, but Snoop Dogg, him, Lil Wayne, even tried to like do some crossover stuff that people wasn't feeling. Ice Cube, I think, is probably the best example I can think of when they say like went Hollywood or something like that.
You want to go first? Let you go first. Okay. I feel like it's this thing where like it's a low self-esteem amongst black people that niggas got to get over. And this is my personal opinion. We focus on everything about us and we just make it lower. So like, and I'm talking about black Americans specifically. I heard black Americans say things that ain't true. We the worst in the world. Like, come on, man. Like, crime statistics all over the world. We're not the worst. Niggas even say things that's untrue with confidence. Like, we're from Chicago. It's the murder capital of the world. No, it's not. Like, let's cut it out. Not the world. Like, whatever. Illinois, maybe not the world. Then you got this thing where, like, we think we're the worst of worst. There's one-hit wonders in every single genre. So it's not just hip-hop. We just focus. We think we're the lowest of the low. And we got to, like, put ourselves so under. It's in every form of music. Every form of music. Now, when people say they still do tours, they do tours for their old fans. You get what I'm saying? Ain't too many white people trying to hear Bon Jovi. James Brown toured till he died, but it wasn't like it was a bunch of people who was 20 in 1990 going to see James Brown. It was his fans and people who was his like, all right, I'm not in like you said, Nas and Jay-Z, right? I'm not in a peer group. But I will go see because I was a fan from when I was younger. But I'm not their peer. I'm still young compared to them. But I'm old, technically. So you go to I'm like, you remember Ali Sadiq said him and his son went to the Earth, Wind, and Fire concert, and everybody, he said we was the youngest people there. Me and my son. We was the youngest people there. Everybody was on oxygen tank.
That shit might be me when I was little.
Yeah. Yeah, but you was a fan of Earth, Wind, and Fire when you was little. You know what I'm saying? But they was an old, out-of-style group when you was a fan. So if you go, you're going to be the youngest nigga at the concert. Or one of the youngest. They still can do shows, but they're not doing shows for young people. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing with hip-hop. We just call it hip-hop. Nothing that I grew up, our generation was doing was anything like what they was doing in 1971 or 1985. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear your point, and I think a lot of where that mentality comes from is literally like cable news. You watch cable news, they're gonna give you the narrative that black people is the worst and it's the usual suspects and all that. And I think people just buy into it because it's easier to listen to some podcaster or somebody on cable news tell you that versus actually looking up the statistics yourself or reading a book. Can you tell me like a rapper that's like either from your generation or otherwise that successfully was able to like evolve their sound without being called a sellout? Like I said, like I can't really tell you about other genres, but I can name like other like well-known artists that like changed their sound and it was like accepted, like a Taylor Swift or Madonna, even like Prince changed his sound, and it was like accepted. But like you don't, I can't think of like no rappers like that though, where they got that same situation.
Hold on. Correction. Prince didn't sell as many records with his new sound,
That's
so
a
they
good
wasn't
point.
accepting it like you think.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He was already a legend, so when you're a legend, it can be manipulated as your record sales the same because people still got your name is still high, but nobody was buying. Well, I don't even remember what his new music was.
Me neither. I go like,
yeah, we don't even. I remember, but I remember his old music, and his newer music should be more in my mind because of my age. I remember because of the diamonds and pearls, boom, little red Corvette. But I don't remember. I'm talking about his newer music where he was dropping. I don't remember none of that shit. And I don't know no old people who go like fiending and listen to that shit when they play old school stuff.
Yeah.
They don't really play his newer music. So was it really accepted or like are we just downing rappers? It's like this thing where you got to down rap.
I'm gonna give you some examples based on what I found. So when I think about like the earlier Prince, like the R&B soul stuff, and then like him kind of going like into like this pop rock thing, I guess you can go into.
Prince was. I'm just giving you technically, sound wise. First of all, we got to remember he from Minneapolis, Minnesota. It's not a lot of black people out there, especially when he was coming up.
Yeah.
So his sound was more pop to begin with. If you understand what I'm saying, it was funk. It was funk rock. It was something like funk rock. That was his sound from the beginning.
Yeah.
So he was always more crossover appealing.
I got you. Yeah, he kind of already sat in that space, so it kind of I got you.
From
Yeah,
the
that's a good
beginning.
point. That's a good point.
That's why him and Rick James was going at it. Rick James was getting jealous because his music was had like more crossover appeal than his. Rick James had more crossover appeal than a lot of people because his shit was more funk disco. So he felt like he was in a niche that nobody else was really touching. So most funk people was like pure funk. They ain't had like they didn't have like a range like that. Rick James had a range where like some of his stuff could go in disco clubs and they could play it amongst like disco music. But he was doing funk, but he had like a hybrid type sound to his shit.
Okay. What about you,
Watt? You actually said about nostalgia. I can't really talk for everybody else, but to me, like a lot of my shit be like nostalgia. As far as like OG and the shit, I was a kid. Yeah. I still listen to that shit.
And then with like we accept, all right, musically we might not accept the growth of people, but we like Ice Cube, right? His new music to me is whack. I'm gonna be honest. But like Ice Cube is very accepted. I watched the Big Three. I watched his movies. I'm talking about the movies he shot, not necessarily Boys in the Hood. He ain't shoot that. I'm talking about the stuff he did, scripts he wrote.
Right there, shit like that.
Yeah, but he got like mad movies now. Yeah, but that's accepted in like we always accepted the growth. We even kind of accepted. We accepted Andre 3000 weird at. Now, was we trying to buy the speaker box of love or whatever? We respected it, but like we don't listen to stuff like that if it wasn't him either.
Yeah, I was gonna say people that shit was like booming on hip hop charts just because it was Outkast. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, because we accept your growth. Music industry isn't hip hop culture, so a lot of that stuff had crossover appeal, and white people love that shit. So they was buying it. We weren't necessarily buying it. They were buying it because they buy most of the hip hop albums. Big Boy's music was more accepted to us, like because the way they did the album, Big Boy contributed his own sound, and then Andre 3000 had his own sound.
Yeah, it was a double disc.
It was double disc. Andre too weird now. He in like a space where like kind of weird. I'm not trying to hear his flute album.
I was about to say that people wanted to hear new Andre 3000 so bad that they streamed that flute album. Like it's him all playing the flute, just hoping he dropped some bars on the joint. It was all flute. That's crazy.
No rap on it. Wait, no rap.
No rap on it. It was just him playing the flute.
A lot of these dudes in real life, you gotta remember, rap is full of lames. That's another thing. Rap is full of lames.
Yeah.
Who can make it look good for the camera. A lot of these dudes are actually like Flavor Flav was an actual musician, but he goes around playing his clown shit, which I don't even think is an act. I think he just is a clown. But he's actually a real musician. But he's totally accepted to go, yeah, boy, in the back of Chuck Dino rapping ass songs. But he actually could play like 5 to 10 instruments.
Chuck D, all right.
Yeah. He definitely could play like you said, like a good 5 or 10 instruments for sure.
Yeah, but he don't contribute nothing like that on the albums though.
Yeah.
He could have more of an impact on that side. He chooses to fucking be like a lame.
I don't care what generation of hip hop you pick. You always gonna hear a story about how the next generation or the younger generation ruined it. Like even like now we would sit here and say that the 90s was the golden era, but during the 90s you had people that was saying like they was ruining it. Like what's your thoughts on that?
That's the real golden era.
When?
Late 80s.
Late 80s.
Yeah, like the late 80s. Run DMC, Big Daddy Kane, Rakim, KS1.
I'm gonna stick with my golden era, which is 1993 to 98.
I'm telling you, that's considered the golden era.
It's like a toss up.
If you Google what's the golden era of hip hop, it's definitely gonna be the 90s. They're gonna definitely say the 90s.
It's a toss up because you ask people older, they're gonna say like Rakim alone. You don't know, like you don't know real. When I was coming up,
the only reason, let me tell you this, I don't know because I ain't experienced it, but I do know because I know that's like Rakim's the original like God MC. Like when you look at like Tupac and Jay-Z and all of them and the affinity they have for Rakim, that's how I know Rakim was that boy.
Yeah, if somebody was in their 50s, they definitely gonna say 80s, the mid 80s with 80s. But me, like
he's like my golden era was like 99 to like 2004. That's me, personally.
I mean, what in those years, how many albums would you say had playback that you could listen to now?
I would say DMX first shit, Punch shit, Yeah Baby.
None of those came out in the years that you said.
I said 99 to 2004. Well, 98 to 2004.
You pushing it back into my era.
I was mistaken. I meant 98.
Hey, you had to push it back because them albums that you was naming.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think you mean the 90s too, from like 1990 to 99, just to group it all together.
Yeah, but I ain't go. All right. Because we gonna do that. Then the whole 90s, man, boy. And we was gonna do that because Kid and Play was in the 90s, Rock was in the 90s, Onyx was in the 90s. I think all Ice Cube solo albums is when he first solo, that was in the 90s. It's just I was given like a specific couple years, but if we gonna do that, we can add some classics, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all might as well take that whole decade, of 90 to 99.
All right, if we gonna take that whole decade, I'd give you that. That was the greatest decade to me.
I'm not gonna lie. So
and the versatility was crazy.
Me being younger than y'all, like I really ain't become like a true fan of rap until like 2000, 2001. And
you were a kid.
Yeah, exactly. But what I was gonna say was like I like that sound from like, because to me, so when I listen to Shine album, right? What year Shine album came out?
I want to say like 98.
Maybe 2000.
Okay, so like there's some songs on that Shine album that I skip, and it's the ones that got like that futuristic sound to it, like that early. It was like this sound that was in rap in like the early 2000s that I don't like, and it didn't last long. I don't know. That's the only time of like
we used to ride around to Shine.
Yeah, that's why I asked him what albums from at that era that you just said got played back. Like
that's what I was gonna go with it. Like I didn't like that early 2000 sound that I used to hear, but by the time like 2001 and 2002 came around, it was like a 2-year period in like the 2000s where rap was just weird as hell to me, like the beats at least.
Yeah. Now I get it 100% what you were saying. That's why I gave like specific year. That's why I challenged him and like how much of that got playback. Because if it's in the golden era, you want to go around listen to it all the time.
I listen to Shine a lot. I listen to Shine a lot.
Yeah, I do too. I still do. I still ride around listening to Shine in the car. Huh?
I listen to all that shit. Godfather Very Light, Shine, the first album.
Mm-hmm.
That's my shit.
Much respects to Black Rob's album, man. That shit was hard.
Life Story. That was classic. He's one of the next motherfucker Bad Boy.
That Black Rob album was hard, bro. It was hard.
I don't remember his album, but I remember the singles.
Yeah, I'm talking about the whole body of work.
Yeah.
He was dumb nice.
I think that's underrated.
He don't get his own proper due in the culture.
Yeah. Plus, like the reason why I don't consider these like the golden eras, because down south a lot of their music was kind of weak at that time, and on the West Coast they was like almost silent at that time.
Mm.
In the
West Coast like ended when Pac died, pretty much.
When Death Row broke up, that kind of like
that was the end of the era, pretty much.
Yeah. When they had like Powerhouse, because nobody stops making music. They all make music, but like they had like Powerhouse.
The Dog Pound.
Right, it was just Dog Pound, Domino, Warren G, like that era. Bruh, that era was hard.
Yeah.
And I remember Cash Money came out nationally in the 90s, and so did No Limit.
Yeah.
Trick Daddy came out in the 90s, and I'm talking about Trick Daddy when like
Trick Daddy dollars.
Yeah, bruh. I just gotta say, man, Scarface solo in the 90s, bruh. The 90s was the greatest era to me. I'm not even gonna hold you.
It definitely was.
LL Cool J made his comeback in the 90s. Come on, man.
You made his second comeback in the 90s.
Bruh. LL, man. I'm telling you, man.
LL had a comeback in every era except like the 2010s and 2020s.
Go Brooklyn. I'm doing it well. Come on, man. Let's not play. And wait a minute. Was Backseat of My Jeep in the 90s?
I think so. That's another motherfucker. That shit was a banker.
Bruh. He smashed Cannabis' career in the 90s. So that was his third comeback. He smashed Cannabis' career. Come on, bruh. We like Def Jam had that mixtape. They was doing that thing where they made 3 albums in that era where they had mixtapes with the albums.
Yeah, like the Honest album.
Bruh, the mixtape the mixtape that came with DMX's album was the greatest industry-made mixtape ever, and I stand on that. None of these DJ Clue albums, which was on nothing but a mixtape, garbage compared to that. The album they came out, DMX, that's why his album sold so much. Because you got a mixtape with his album, and the mixtape, dog, man, y'all don't even know, bro. We don't even talk about the mixtape. We just talk about the actual album. He had a mixtape with the album, and the mixtape was almost as fire as the album was.
That shit was hard.
Because they was getting ready for Onyx album, which was lukewarm. But all the songs they had on the mixtape was harder than the songs they had on the album, which I didn't understand why I didn't understand that at all. Why you put your hardest songs on the mixtape is not on your album. But hey, man. That LL second round, the knockout came on the mixtape. That came on the mixtape. Method Man Redman, I think the Method Man Redman songs was on the mixtape too. They all had like freestyles over, like, dog, man. I'm telling you, man. The 90s. I challenge anybody.
Yeah, I ain't arguing with you on that one.
The 90s. For me
Slick Rick
too.
made his comeback in the 90s, I believe.
Who?
Slick Rick.
Slick Rick.
Oh.
You know, Slick Rick was locked up.
Yeah.
He's locked up for bad years.
In the 90s.
Not bad years, but
yeah.
at least 6-7 years.
Outkast brought him out of all the people. Outkast brought him back. Come on, man. Let's stop this.
Our storytelling.
Yeah, man. Kamikaze by Twister.
Kamikaze was in the 90s though. That was in the 2000s.
Kamikaze?
Yeah.
What was his album in the 90s?
I wouldn't say Drilling.
Was Twister and the Speed Not Mobsters in the 90s? Which one was it?
Yeah, I think so.
And that wasn't even his first album. What I'm saying is
that one, I think the album you talk about is Adrenaline.
So Adrenaline Rush came out in 97 and Kamikaze came out in 2004.
All right, my bad. I didn't mean Kamikaze. I meant Adrenaline Rush. That's the one I meant.
That's a long ass hiatus for back then. to drop an album in '97 and then not come back out until 2004.
He was doing
When
the
he came
Busta
back out,
Rhymes thing. He was doing the Busta Rhymes Fabulous thing where like he did a lot of features, and his features was smash platinum singles.
Okay.
the do or die shit.
Yeah, Eminem came out in the 90s. The Firm album came out in the 90s. Nori album, two of Nori's albums came out in the 90s, I believe.
Capone and Noriega.
Bro,
The War Report.
I stand on that.
90s had Goody Mob. All that shit.
Goody Mob. The 90s was the greatest era of rap. Yeah, at least 3 Outkast's greatest albums came out in the 90s. At least 3. Like, bro.
Something ballistic. What's the second one?
ATLians. And don't sleep on ATLians. And you know I had a Quimini. And you know who am I?
Yeah, definitely.
Damn, James.
I might listen to that after this. I'm listening to that.
Yo, man. It was so much. Oh, Too Short was smashed in the 90s.
Hell yeah. Spice motherfucker Ace.
Spit a loogie in the face.
Look the motherfucker, can I go?
I never been a fan of Too Short.
Huh?
I never been a fan of Too Short. Because I wasn't there. It was like, to me, I feel like he one of them rappers that you say you had to be there. Because like me listening to it, like, you know, I didn't start listening to Too Short until Rand started coming around on Wecker, bumping Too Short.
That's why I got respect for him.
And I was like, this dude is trash.
Rand did have some songs on his mixtape that he gave me that I was wondering why he put those on that mixtape.
I made that mixtape for Rand. He literally wrote down the songs he wanted. He picked all the nastiest Too Short songs he could think of.
Bruh, that's what I was confused about. Like, why'd you put this on my mixtape? Like, why would you this ain't even a good song. It's just nasty. I was confused.
Yeah.
Like fucking Blow Job Betty. Shit like that.
That was the worst one on this mixtape that he gave me. And I'm like, yo, man, like,
that's the songs I think of when I think of Too Short. Is songs like Blow Job Betty.
Ghetto. He didn't have Getting It. Like, come on, man.
And then by the time he started dropping albums in my era, it was like Blow Whistle and shit like that. I'm like, I just never liked Too Short.
It was fire. The album, get it.
But really, Too Short was mostly like, if you was into Too Short, it was, I'm gonna keep it real, bro. It was Ant Banks playing bass on his motherfucking songs, bro.
Dangerous Crew.
Bruh, like, and you know, like, we grew up with the funk, because Dad's favorite genre was funk. And I'm telling you, man, Ant Banks is like, come on, bro. Stop this, man. His album was like the rebirth of the funk. To be quite honest, niggas always talk about samples. Fuck that. Ant Banks is playing that shit.
Got me thinking about that ass.
He used to listen to Too Short all the time in that room on Wecker. He drinking his wine, listening to my Too Short album, just vibing out, nigga.
Your dad, a story. Hello, my members. You talk about when he traded that Lenny Kravitz CD for Scarface.
Hold on, what happened?
Killer can tell it.
No, we gotta put it in perspective. They was in prison, and you gotta remember they different generations. So
they treat each other.
This dude came up on Dad, and Dad a Scarface tape. And this nigga had a Lenny Kravitz tape. And he was like, hey, OG, they really, I'm saying they call him OT. Like, OT, yeah, OT, would you want to trade the Scarface for this Lenny Kravitz? And Dad was looking, Dad said, he was like, I'm thinking like, is this dude stupid? he said he jumped to that shit automatically. He's like, he walked away like, dummy. We was like, that's the same thing he was thinking, but he walked away. I just jumped. I'm Scarface.
You as old man? Scarface.
Yeah, that's funny as hell.
It's funny as hell. He's like, because he was like, I walked away thinking like, sucker.
You bad old man. You bad your boy.
And when he was telling it, we said that's what he was thinking when he walked away. I can't believe me, this stupid ass trade. I got a free Scarface. I got a free Scarface tape, nigga. They both went back to their cell, happy as hell.
Yo, that voice is mad deep.
Yeah.
You bad your boy. He gave a look. He gave a look at him. He's like,
yeah, like this dummy gonna trade me, motherfucking Lenny Kravitz tail, put his motherfucking Scarface. We was like, first of all, I know he didn't even want that Lenny Kravitz.
You made it your day. You made it day.
Hell yeah.
That was old back then.
And he approached Dad. Like, Dad, what are you thinking about this shit? Like, so, yo, you know, you want to trade this Scarface with Lenny Kravitz? He wasn't plotting on that shit. You think about it? He must have heard him in the cell listening to motherfucking Scarface. Hell yeah.
Fucking that.